Hey, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mm-mm. What's up, y'all? Welcome. We're going to give everybody a few minutes to get on, get comfortable. Let's get into it. I'm excited, y'all. Whew, we got a lot to talk about. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll give y'all a few more minutes to get on. I hope everybody had a good day today. It's Wednesday, June 25th. I'm really excited. Truly, truly, truly excited. Hey, Angie. I hope you had a good day. Welcome. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Get excited. Get into it. Let's go. It's hump day, y'all. It's the middle of the week. Y'all come on in. Again, I hope y'all had a really, really good day because I did. I had a phenomenal day, to be exact. So I am excited to share with y'all. Hey, hey, hey. I'm going to give y'all a few more minutes to get in here into the ladies' lounge. Let's go. Hey, y'all. Hey. All right. Just a few more minutes. I know y'all dying to hear what we got to talk about today. Because today is the day. So, welcome, 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 welcome. I am so excited y'all are here. Everybody grab your drink. I hope you are comfortable. Let's get into it. So I would like to be the first to welcome you to the Ladies Lounge, where we are evolving women through conversation. And I know we got some men up in here. Men, thank you all for being here. I greatly appreciate it. We need you here, okay? Because we're going to learn, we're going to grow together. So without further ado, we're going to talk about tonight's topic, authentically being you. And what better way to have this discussion than with my sister, my girl, my dog, just everything. Okay. And I have the pleasure of introducing her today. So she is the Mary Kay Independent Sales director, okay, and soon to be, because one thing we're going to do here in the Ladies League, we're going to speak life into you. So she is also soon to be the best-selling author for Rewiring Your Mind. So I am going to introduce you to Miss Andrenette Moore.
Hello, hello, hello. Believing in greater, living the dream. Sharing with the world is not as hard as it may seem. Suited up, ready to go, and known for making things happen. I'm that comeback queen, Kid Dynamite, and of this ship, I am the captain. I go over, under, around, and through all obstacles. See, when this woman makes up her mind, I'm unstoppable. This ride will not stop until it reaches the top. Building reds, driving cars, not missing to skip a beat or a hop. This is not a wish. This is what I pledge. I am that soon to be $1 million director, excuse me, of the unit, better known as Edge. Why? Because every day God elevates. Coming together as one, as everyone participates. You see, he's just that great. This is only the beginning. There is so much more in store. If you haven't heard by now, I am Andrenette Moore. Get excited.
Let's go. Let's get into it. Thank you so much for being here. And what an introduction. Can you explain to us what was that? What was that you just gave us?
So that is my affirmation. So I say it to myself usually when I'm speaking somewhere, usually at a Mary Kay event, but when I'm speaking anywhere, because I am that comeback queen, meaning my BBA, my bounce back ability is amazing. And so I declare things over myself every day because why not? I start the day great, end the day great. So I'm great all day. And I just believe in, affirming myself. If no one else is going to do it, who better than me?
Hello? Because why not? Why not? Why
Why
not be
not?
great? Right. Why not be authentically you?
That's right. Toot your own horn.
Hello, somebody. Tonight's topic. Let's get into it. Okay. So I am so excited. The doors are open for the ladies lounge, and you are the first to be on here. So again, we here at the ladies lounge, we welcome you and thank you so much. So I chose tonight's topic, and let me back up. We got some house rules. Now all of us grew up with some house rules, right? What that's who made us today. We got to talk about the house rules. This is a safe space, right? So we are going to be sharing some vulnerable topics. Some people are going to be sharing themselves to you all. So what I ask is that please be mindful in the chat for those who are watching, and be respectful, right? Because that's the vibes here.
Absolutely.
And the door, there's a big door, okay, big door that you could just go ahead and walk on out if you can't be respectful here in the ladies lounge, because we are going to give you the utmost respect as well. So again, thank you all for tuning in. And we need the engagement in the comments, so talk to us in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, but without further ado, let's get into the conversation. And I have my drink. I hope you have your drink of choice, whatever you choose to sip on. Tonight I'm sipping on Blackberry Crown. That's just my choice. You can have water, whatever it is that makes you comfortable, because we're gonna talk about being authentically you. So, what is being authentic? What's your definition?
Being authentically you. So let me say this, being authentically you is being you, not being a copycat. Now, let me just say this too. It's okay to be a copycat, just copy the right cat. You make it into your own. Being authentically you is being okay with being who you are, wherever you are. You do what you do. Now, it's not because some people will say, well, that's that being you, that's just being rude. No, I'm not saying be rude. I'm saying be okay with who you are. There's no need for me to be Brittany because I can't be Brittany. Brittany is Brittany. Often, I always say, often imitated, never duplicated.
Hello,
Right? So that's each and every person, not just me, not just you, everybody. You can imitate a thing, you can see a thing, you can admire a sister, because guess what? I love my sisters. So I'm going to admire you. I won't be you or look to copy everything you do. Sometimes people will say, so you're doing what? Then they're doing it. Oh, you're doing this and you're doing it. No, that's not being authentically you. That's really scary, first of all. Being authentically you is being okay to be bold, To be
Mhm.
vulnerable, like you said, we're going to be vulnerable. And some topics are going to be vulnerable. You're going to be vulnerable. You're going to let yourself show. That's being authentically you, being okay with who you are, where you've been, where you're going, and not really caring what other people think because it's your vision. It's you being you. And no one else really matters. Not saying I don't care about people, because I do. I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm.
So I'm going to be me all day, every day, unapologetically.
Hello? We're not apologizing.
Somebody.
We're not.
And that,
Rest
listen,
of 2024, we're not apologizing. Once you learn how to, and I'm gonna tell you what I feel like being authentic is, right? I believe it's being true to you. You're owning your personality, your values, self. You can stand up to others. But here's the key to it all. You also take responsibility.
come on.
And a lot of people don't take that responsibility because it's easy to pass it off. It's easy to make excuses to say, you know, whatever, it is what it is. No, sometimes we got to stand in it and own it. Accountability. Ooh.
On your stuff. Look, ownership, like you said, ownership versus accountability. Right. Ownership. We justify and blame. You're right. Some people do justify and blame. Listen, you know me. They don't, but they soon will. I'm gonna say, listen, I'm like this, Brittany. This is how I am. Right? This is how I never change up. I'm me. That's it. I said it. I did say that. Was it right? It wasn't right, Brittany, but I said it. I mean, like you said, take ownership of what you did. Be okay with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I want to touch on a little something because I know some people struggle with this, with authenticity. We're going to say that slow. Authenticity. Because I can't say that fast. One thing we're going to do is we're going to keep it real. I say it fast, y'all going to be laughing at me. Not today. However, I do want to help, those who don't know how to be authentic, right? So one thing I was thinking about before we're here today and to talk about my journey. So a lot of this is going to be, I'm going to share, I'm opening myself to you all, right? Because I have grown so much from the person I was, couple of years, yesterday, a month ago, than the woman that you see today. So one thing that touched on me was, do you feel, and it's not a question that you have to answer, but do you feel like you wear a mask, or at one point you wore a mask? Do you feel like, and ponder on it. So while you're pondering, and the reason why I'm asking this is because at some point we all had a mask on and didn't realize that. Whether we're at work, how many of us have said, okay, now you're giving your colleagues the warning, I'm not like this when I clock out. Okay. I drink my Blackberry Crown. I may cuss a little, but am I really being my true self? So, funny story I'm gonna share. My mom tells me this story all the time, right? When I was little, I was one way with my mom, right? My mom was the enforcer. She was the one who we had bedtime, and you're gonna sit down and do your homework. You gotta eat your dinner, you gotta have your bath, and then you can watch Martin before your bedtime. Oh, but when my daddy walked in the room, baby, who, I was completely different. I was a brat, y'all. I'ma finally own it in 2024. I was a brat. I would tell my mom all the time, I was spoiled. Like, I wasn't spoiled, I was loved by my daddy. No, ma'am. I gotta be honest, right? Accountability. That's what we said. We taking accountability. So even with that, it starts from a young age, even knowing how to be with different parents. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So we have all worn a mask at some point. And then you have some people, i.e. myself, now I have to sit and wonder, well, who is really Brittany? Which one are you getting? Who are you getting today? It don't matter about your zodiac sign. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we're talking about your authentic self, your raw self, like that was something I had to sit with me and be like, you had on different masks. We had one for Mardi Gras. We had one for Christmas. We had one for the parents. Like, what are we doing? So that was something that I was just like mind blown to say, wow, at some point we got to own it. We got to take responsibility. You know, when you are doing that interview because you want that job, I'm going to sit up a little straighter. We're going to answer these questions. You know, we're all studious. Put your glasses on. We playing the part. Some people get stuck in that role.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that was just like, So how many of us are still stuck in that role and still having, I don't want to say identity issues. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if I should say that. But how many of us really truly don't really know our authentic self? So I took time. I took time with myself. I sat with myself and I had to, let me tell y'all, when you sit with yourself, you really learn a lot. The truth come out. And it's some stuff that come out that you gotta be like, I didn't even know I was going through that. Or I didn't even know, I give you one, I didn't even know I was that type of person, that type of daughter, that type of friend. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to own up to it. So when the layers start coming off, then I really understood who Brittany was. So now today, it's not that you can't tell me nothing. I trust myself a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
So I would say this, that I'll say I had a mask on when I was younger because I feel like when you're younger, you're told who to be, how to be, and all those things. So are we even allowed, or let me even say this, were we allowed, and are we allowed even our children to be their authentic selves, or are we telling them who to be? Right. So right. Hello, somebody. So, you're told to be a certain way, do a certain way. And most times it's for the benefit of us, our parents and everyone else wants us to do well. Well, most people want us to do well. But is that really allowing me to be who I am? So I would say in my younger years, I wore a mask. And yeah, absolutely, I wore a mask. As I grew older, the mask came off. So how you talked about when you go on the job, you kind of like you sit up straight. One thing that people compliment me on all the time, even in interviews, this has been said to me, that I'm always the same. I never change up. One of the reasons I think that, not even I think,
yeah. I can attest to that.
Why change up? What's the reason to change up? So the mask has been gone for so long, but I gained so many great relationships, even on, like I said, on a job interview. And I'll give you an example of what someone said to me and what happened. Like, I don't want to be anybody else. I only want to be Andrenette. Me pretending to be somebody else, it hurts. It's painful to be something or someone that you're not. It takes too much energy and you have to think too much. And you like, what do I need to think about? I don't have to think about being me, but I need to think about if I'm going to wake up today and say I'm Brittany. Like, what do I want to do that work for? Like really? Like not your girl, not me, not at all. Look, that's not for me. So I had an interview and I told him, I said, I don't know what that is. He said, I don't know what that is. And the guy said, what? I said, not a clue. I said, I learn very easy. I said, I'm willing to work and learn things. I said, what that? I have no idea. He said, you know what? You are an interviewer's, like, they wish for you every time because you're someone who doesn't oversell yourself. You're really honest. I'm honest. I'm like, take it or leave it. Like, you get what you get. I am me. So he was like they were like, they wanted me. Like, I interviewed 4 different times with different people. They was like, no, we want you. Even though I'm like, this is not what I do. They were like, but you're being true and you're being honest. They said, do you know how many people come before us, oversell themselves, and they get here and they know nothing and they're not even willing to learn because they know they told, the fib, the lie, that's called the lie when they were interviewing. I said, well, I'm not here to waste your time or mine because my time is valuable. Time is something I can't get back.
Right.
So what is going to be? And what is it going to be? I said, it's not what I'm skilled in. And the person that put me before you, they knew that. So I feel like we both were betrayed. And they were like, well, we want you. And so it's best to be, look,
Wow.
I'm Andrenette. What so when you meet someone, right? And you pretend like to be this person, what you gonna do in 3, 6, 9, a year later, the mask fall off, and you like, who have I been sleeping with, or who I've been talking to, or who I've been working with, who I've been in business with, whatever the relationship, because it's not just in the intimate, in life. So
Right.
who are you? Now you just wasted your time. Listen, when I turned 50, I said I had a lot of lessons and blessings. I was like, in my first 50, this next 50, I said it's
Let's
time to
talk
make
about
all
it.
that. It's time to make all that count. So guess
Right.
what? It's no time to be playing games. Look, when I now 51, look, I'm on the other side of 50. I'm 51. So now it's really like, what? You what?
Right.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna be me. Can you just be you so I can know who you are so we can decide if I want to do business with you, I want to work with you, I want to be in a relationship with you, I even want to talk to you, because you don't have to talk to everybody. Oh, that's might be coming later. We'll keep going.
Right. Right. Now, you decide to tap into your authentic self, right? It's it's not easy. It's not easy being your authentic self, because what that means is you're going against the crowd. If everybody, we all done heard this saying. So if so and so go jump off that bridge, you
You want
jumping
to?
too.
Mm.
Now being your authentic self is, nah, I ain't even going close to the bridge. I'm gonna get a little sick if I go too close and I see how high I'm standing up, like me in heights. I don't even want to go. I don't even want to go close to that bridge. But then it's like, are you really ready to stand in the pain and go against the grain, right? So
Right.
it's not easy making that choice to be your authentic self, because you're going against the crowd, and some people like that feeling of being in the crowd. I see me.
Mm.
I don't have to be in the crowd, because I would rather be over here on the edge with and say out loud, I'm a little sick because I'm too close to the edge. And guess what? Somebody else gonna be like, girl, me too. Look, now we can start a conversation, because now here's somebody that's like-minded. And then now I can create this safe space over here where all the other like-minded people have jumped off this bridge. You know, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. They probably were not like-minded with you. They just saw it. They said, "Oh, she gave me my out, so I'm gonna run with her." That's probably what that was. They
Look,
weren't truly.
we
They weren't truly being
trendsetters,
authentic because they was going over there before you made your decision. All
we
right.
setting trends.
Look, it's a bandwagon society, honey. Everybody gonna jump on it. So because you went to the side, they're gonna go to the side too. Whatever you do, they're gonna do too. Okay, bandwagon society. Remember that it's a
Exactly.
bandwagon society.
And
So
what
let
I
me say.
thought, mhm,
Oh, so let me say this. It can be tough if you allow it to be. I believe in speaking the things that you only want to see, not speaking the things you don't want to see, because whatever you speak out, you give life to, right?
absolutely.
So I'll say this, and this is the truth. To truly be your authentic self, unapologetically, it will be painful. It will cause you pain, because in order to be your true authentic self, you need to sit with yourself and tell yourself the truth about everything you did, everything you were ashamed about, everything that you were embarrassed about, everything that happened to you in your life. Because guess what? We all have things we look to block out. So you
Mhm,
gonna have not you have to, because you don't have to do anything but
mhm.
die. That's
Ooh,
it. That's all you have to do. We all guaranteed that.
that's
It's a
inevitable.
choice. Life is about choices. We are where we're at in our lives
Absolutely.
because of choices we've made, or we've allowed other people to make for us. So you can make the choice to really sit and talk to yourself and go through everything. Now, it may take a while depending upon who you are. You may have a list. You may have a lot of skeletons in the closet. If it was your whole days, I said it was your whole days, whatever you got to go through. If it was someone, I was sexually assaulted as a kid. So I went through all that and all that stuff, domestic violence. I was a teen parent. So I went through some guilt and shame and things like that. And I sat with that and listened, like, and talked to myself about that, and it was okay with that. What I also did is I went back and rewrote all those things and how it made me feel. I rewrote it the way I wanted to be. I went back and rewrote all those things. So how can I come and be so bold? Because I dealt with my stuff. So no one can ever tell me anything about Angela. Oh, you talk too much. I know. I got all the minuses in school when I was young. Or you talk too loud, and tell me something I don't know about myself. You can't, because I dealt with who I am. And so when you deal with that, you won't go into the room with your head down. You're gonna go with your head high. Either you're gonna walk in the room. When I walk in the room, I light it up. So do you light it up, or do everybody look up and put their head down? They put their head down, you know you just killed everybody in the room. You either gonna throw flowers, you're gonna get flowers or throw rocks when you speak. So it's the same thing when you walk in the room. So for me, I looked at myself and it was not, at the time, it wasn't an easy task. Now I'm like this. Boom, 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 boom. Because most people wouldn't even sit here now and say how they were sexually assaulted, or they was in domestic violence, or they was a teen parent, and they were ashamed. So guess what? It's all in my book anyway. The world knows it now, but what I'm saying is, to really be okay with who you are, like, to get to where you're going, you got to remember where you've been, right? So sometimes you got to go backwards to go forward. So be able to be okay with those things. Guess what? You're not the only person. Maybe you need to share it with the world so somebody else will say, you know what? That happened to me too, and I felt that way. Absolutely. So now you are being, would you say, the trendsetter? Now you like somebody saying, oh, I'm going to sit on the side with Brittany because she had something to say over here. So now I feel like I can be my authentic self so I can go bless some other people. Because you said we lift people up right here. You said it's about us lifting each other up, right? Raising each other up. Look, we got to raise up. Look, we got to rise up so the other sisters can raise up, right? Raise up to rise up, or whatever it go, like that. Yeah. So I'm just saying, you really do sit with yourself and be like, okay, this. You got to write it down, write it down. If you need to go to a therapist, go to a therapist. If you need to go have a conversation with someone, go have the conversation with someone. And if it's something that you hold on to.
And I'm sorry, let me stop you right there.
Go ahead, because you know I'll be on the road with that one.
I know. But I just wanted to tap in and say, there is nothing wrong with going to therapy.
It's not at all.
Let's just keep it real in here, right? Black folks don't go to therapy. What is the famous line we have heard in our community? Pray about it. It's absolutely correct. But we also understand faith without works is
dead.
So therapy, I am an advocate for therapy. I went to therapy. I did the work. Since you took it, because we get deep here. So since you took it to that level, I had identity issues with being adopted. So there was one time I looked in the mirror, I didn't know who I was. For 12 to 13 years, I was raised as, or what I've known to be was Brittany. Now, y'all telling me Valerie Jones? Who is she? Who is that? At 12 or 13, I'm grateful, that I had a parent who wasn't afraid to share that with me and understood the importance of me needing to know that. But that was also at a pivotal time in my life because, you are a preteen teenager, you still trying to figure out who you are, what you like. I don't know if I like blue or pink, not that I had that type of, no, let me put that out there. Blue used to be my favorite color. It wasn't, wasn't that type of vibe. But just understanding, like, do I really like wearing sandals? Am I more of a sneaker person? Do I like hip hop more than I like R&B? So I didn't really do the work until I had to sit with myself and realize, I need to figure out who Brittany is. I'm 36 now, but we're talking about, this was 32 when my dad passed. And when my dad died, I said, instead of using that excuse of why me, I said, why not me? What's the lesson I needed to learn in this? And I heard, you need to figure out who you are. And ever since I sat with myself and figured out who I am, when I tell y'all the blessings that happen, hello, we sitting here, the ladies' lounge.
Come on.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that I had that much impact, number one, and also I have a story to tell, which I want to inspire and motivate the next woman and man. I'm not leaving men out there. You know what I'm saying? Because we are a community. Even though this say ladies lounge, don't get it twisted. I'm with my men as well. But so when you go, and when I tell you it's hard work, it's really, really hard work. Not being able to look at yourself in the mirror because you don't know, who am I looking at? Is this Brittany? Is this Valerie? Then it was one point I didn't even associate myself with Valerie because I don't know her. I wasn't trying to get to know her. I'm gonna sit over here with Brittany. But then I've also learned we're gonna embrace both of them. And this is who you get today. This loving, dedicated, funny, she gonna cuss a little, but also spiritual, and I just want to love on you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about going against the grain, I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I would mimic people that I admired growing up. And I was like, this don't even feel right. This not who I am.
It hurts.
It right. And then when you really find out who that person really is, like, wait a minute, oh, they lied? They a liar? Wait a minute, they was on crack?
They had the facade up.
Masked, the different mask. Which one they was putting on today? Some of them still wearing it to this day because that's just all they know. But Brittany had to make that decision to decide who Brittany and Valerie, who we are, and that's the woman that you see today. Like, I'm okay with embracing her. I had to embrace her because that's my story. That's a part of who I am.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. When you talk about being your authentic self, I am both. You can't get one without the other.
That's your journey.
Hello, somebody. But also, which ties me into my next topic, is what I learned with being your authentic self is you gain the trust and the respect. Now, let me say this. You gain that first within self. I had anxiety really, really bad by myself, the only one in the family at the time, pre-pandemic. I was diagnosed with anxiety. Doctor diagnosed me with anxiety, right? Didn't know how to handle it. I was going crazy, because now it's like, I really don't know who I am. Then now I got to deal with this anxiety on top of that too. Like, Lord, you added too much onto me. How do we figure this out? And so sitting with myself and understanding who I truly am, it was like, that anxiety got to go. It doesn't mean that it still isn't here, because Lord knows I'm stressed. I don't claim it to be anxiety. I'd be like, Brittany, you just nervous because you got such and such going on right now. You identify what it is that's making you nervous. Then you also double back once you identify it. You're nervous today, right? You're nervous today for this podcast, but you are excited nervous. We're going to put a positive on that. We're not just going to leave it as you nervous. And then now, Lord, you on the side of the road having an anxiety attack. First of all, it's not cute. It takes too much work. Like, I got stuff to do. I have stuff to do. So learning how to trust self first makes a huge difference. And then you have the respect of others when you learn how to set your boundaries. Because Brittany, she don't want to do it. No, I don't. And I don't owe you an explanation.
No, it's a complete sentence.
Alexa, cue Mary J, take me as I am. Because no is a complete sentence. And you don't feel guilty about it. It doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you true to yourself.
Absolutely. What? What? Well, you can't. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. What you gonna? Who? No.
And can.
And will.
Oh, hello. And what I also learned about when you are being your authentic self is my favorite. I'm not gonna put too many favorites on here because I may have another one coming up. But the
It's okay.
The integrity.
Oh.
You don't hesitate to do the right thing.
Even when no one's watching. Oh.
And I don't need an audience.
Oh.
I don't have to tell you about that. It's between me and my God.
Not at all.
I don't have to post it on Facebook.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't see it on Facebook. You get that too. I didn't see it on Facebook, and you won't. You didn't tell me. Okay.
Because why have to put it on Facebook?
Why do I have to tell you?
My journey is for me. And when you being your authentic self, it's certain things that you want to protect. It's nothing against you, but I have to protect this for me. Because I've created this safe space with being my authentic self.
And furthermore, because I know who I am and I know where I'm going, you may not be on the ride with me. He might have told me that you're not on this jet plane and where it's going. So some things I do need to keep to myself. They say guard your heart, right? So let me guard my heart, because you may come because if you feel uncomfortable because I'm different now, because I'm doing something different. So now you might criticize it. People criticize what they don't understand. So you might criticize it and say, look, to talk me out of what my vision, my passion, what I'm supposed to be doing. So some things are better left unsaid. Hello, somebody.
Ooh.
My book, someone said, I don't even think you told me you were writing a book. I said, I didn't know I had to.
And it's nothing personal.
It's not.
It's nothing personal because I'm authentic, and because I understand, my response would still be, I would congratulate you. It wouldn't even be, I didn't know. But guess what? Now that I do know, how do I support?
That's right.
It's not about I
That
didn't
part.
know.
That
How do
part.
I support? What time you say you started your live? What time your podcast?
Oh, oh,
I
oh.
digress. I digress.
Look, a share, a like, a tag, all that.
It's
Look, they
free.
could
It's
be
free.
tagging people, sharing it right now. It's nothing. Like, you're gonna be here just to see, not to see what's going on, to come get the conversation, look, engage in the conversation. Because some people will come to see what you had to say. I'm just saying. Oh, did I say that out
Don't
loud?
give them too much. Don't give them
Oh, oh,
don't give them too much.
okay.
Now, also what I learned on my journey of being your authentic self is the integrity, like we just spoke about, is the ability to want to do the right thing. But you are also quick to deal with the problem. That problem ain't gonna sit and fester too long. We're not going to allow it to grow.
Hmm.
We gonna deal with it head first, but we're gonna deal with it with class.
Absolutely.
Put your feelings at the door, leave the ego at the door.
Come on.
Hey, Andrenette, the other day you said something that hurt my feelings, but that would mean I got to be vulnerable. I'm okay with being vulnerable, especially if you are my friend, my sister. Why can't I come to you? We could talk
Oh,
about
Jesus.
what the Lucky Charms commercial. We could talk about heart stars, rainbows,
Ooh.
everything under the sun. But why can't I come to you and say, Andrenette, what you said the other day offended me? It
Well,
hurt my
I
feelings.
pray that you would. I pray that you would. And that's not the case with everybody. I get what you're saying. I pray that you would, because, like you said, let me say that like this. Every day, all day, I can't be right. You can't agree. If you agree with me now you already know this, but we're gonna let them know today. We do not always agree on things. If you're gonna agree with everything that I say, then guess what? You're not for me. You truly don't. You're not even allowing me to be my authentic self, because you
Oh, I'm
like
gonna
this
drink
girl.
to
You know you
that.
was wrong. You know that was a lie. Like, girl, you didn't do that. Like, you really think that was right, Andrew? If you allow me just to do what I do every day and you have nothing to say, like, well, then you're not for me. I don't
You're
even
not.
want you in my circle, truth be told, because like my circle, my corner, none of that, not even on my boat, because that means you drilling holes on the boat. You drilling
Ooh.
holes in the boat, really. You're not paddling
And
if
what if you
you're
can't
allowing me to
swim?
be
What if you can't
lying
swim?
to myself every day. Like, okay, everything I do is right. Like, everything you say, oh, Andrea, you're so wonderful. Really?
Mm-mm.
Really? How do you mean me any good if you're not willing to be truthful with me, or willing to come up? Because that means you don't even have your own identity, because you sitting there just letting me just do my own thing without even questioning anything. So now you want to
Right.
be, everything I say is right. Like, are you scaring me right now, because you're kind of doing that, that weird thing that, oh, I'm so wonderful thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with internet. That's weird to me. It's weird to me.
No, call me out.
Yeah.
Call me out.
Quick,
Call
fast,
me
and in
out
a
on my
hurry.
ish.
Yeah.
Call me out,
Quick,
because
fast, and in a hurry, please.
how am I gonna grow? How do I grow? That's just like with your plants, right? For people who are
Mm,
plant moms and stuff like that, don't you take off the little brown dead leaves?
I do.
Aren't you correcting the plant and how you want it to look? Correct me, because how am I going to grow? Once you remove those dead leaves, then
I
it's
grow even
able
better.
to go grow to its full potential.
Yes,
And
indeed.
I think the problem is that the criticism, the correction, we use those terms in such a negative way that now when somebody does come to me and say, well, Brittany, I don't even like the colors of your logo. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. You know, I don't get me wrong. The Lord is still working on me. I may go somewhere. I really asked for your opinion, but I'm not gonna say that to you, right? I'm being my authentic self. I'm still talking about to myself and God and be like, I really didn't ask her for her opinion, but okay. You know
But
what I'm
then
saying?
sometimes may even come back and say, you know what? I was feeling away when you said that, but I see what you mean. So tell me what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? Give me your input on that, because maybe, just maybe. And if you maybe you might take the suggestions, maybe not. Sometimes I go back after the fact, like, you know what? You was right about that thing. Like, so tell me more about like what you think.
Mm.
Sometimes you gotta come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you really truly yourself, if you truly
Right.
yourself, you come back. Like, girl, you know that thing we talked about the other day, and I said this. You know what? I'm gonna go back. You know, you was right, little girl. You were right about what you said in that situation. I didn't see it, but I see it now. You was right. It's
Well,
okay
look,
to
or
do that.
let's talk about it. I go to put this dress on now. Y'all know good and well. Okay, my back ain't on bed where it need to be. It ain't on big the way it need to be. Okay, my stomach hanging out, y'all. You really finna let me go out the door looking like this and be like, girl, you cute. Let me take your picture. Let's look. Let's do a TikTok. Then when you look back at yourself, you looking like, how the heck y'all let me? You let me do that? Now I'm questioning you. Now I'm questioning you. I got questions.
What's your
Why
motive?
did you tell me? Yeah. Or, you know, the real honesty. No, sis, go ahead and post your business. It's my job as your friend, as your sister, you know, is to support, promote, especially if it's something in a healthy way. Now, if it's unhealthy,
Yeah, we gotta have a conversation.
we gotta have a sidebar. Therapy is real. Therapy is I need to go. But we all about positivity, so we gonna talk about getting to the next level. So that's something I do identify and understand. I do need the realness. Don't come with no fake stuff. First of all, we gonna identify that at the door anyways, because energy is real. And if you can't be real with me, because I'm real with myself,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't be real with me, then what do we have?
You can't be real
So
with me, you can't be real with you. Oh, that's another topic, another day, another day.
now another thing I realized was that with being your authentic self is realizing your potential. It's not letting anyone decide that for you.
Mm.
So, hey, you didn't share your book, but then somebody may have talked you out of that because they don't see the potential. You know what I'm saying? They
Absolutely.
don't have that vision. We all have our own set of eyes. We all have our own set of glasses. Some, you know, some in Ray-Ban, some in Walmart band, whatever, you know, whatever your preference is. I'm not here to judge. But who am I to tell you what your potential is?
Right. Absolutely. Right. I had that. And when I started Mary Kay. Like, do you know what you do? Like, I know I work in IT, beauty, and brains, baby. Ain't nothing you can tell me. I know what I do. My mother was like, are you crazy? But I told her, no, I said, this Mary Kay pay for your pay the bill tickets, don't it? And I was like, Ma, here, go there, go there, go there. So it was like, you want to do that all because of what, not even what they knew about it, but because what someone else said. So they took what someone else said to them and allowed it to cross over to their beliefs. And now look how much great, like look at the great things not only that it's done for me, it's done for my children, my grandchildren, but the lives of the women that I work with, what it's done for them and their self-esteem, their self-confidence, and even their children.
Right.
Like
Absolutely.
it's huge. It's huge. So for me, I know it was a great thing, but I was criticized, and I'll share with people as soon as they come in. I'll say this to them: you'll have more clients that become friends versus friends that become clients. That's the truth in almost every business because again, once you're doing something different, you're no longer like everyone else. Now you're different, like, oh, who she thinks she is. And I'm not saying it to be a negative thing. They just don't understand it. Some people, right? They don't understand. So I always tell them, just be prepared. Be
Mm-hmm.
prepared. You never know what happened.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tying it into another thing that I found out. Now this is my favorite, right? When you are your authentic self, we touched on it a little earlier, but that honey, that self-esteem, that self-confidence. What the song say? I be feeling like the man when I walk through. Can't tell me nothing. You walk into the room, you own it. But that's the difference between having the confidence and arrogance. So when you see somebody who has confidence, you know that they are authentically being themselves.
And you know, and it's funny. It's funny. It could be a thin line sometimes between that confidence and arrogance, and it's okay. It's when you were saying it, I said, And it's so funny how those who haven't gained that yet, they'll be looking at the other person like, who do they think they are? No, you need to come join me. Come join me on this other side. This side, like I say, this side of the fence is great over here. You saying the grass is always green on the other side. This grass is green, baby. Look, it's green. It's treated. They look. The long guy, he come by, he landscaped it and everything. It's great because you're so free. You're so free, and it gives you confidence because, again, no one can tell you anything about you because you know everything. Right? Once you once you take off, you say all those masks off. Once all the skeletons fall out the closet, once you just strip and get naked before the world, who gonna check me, boo? Like what? Did you? Yes, I did.
Nobody.
Yes, I did. I teach my children. I said, never do anything that you'll be ashamed of because it can always come back and come out.
Oh.
It can always come back. So never be ashamed.
Fails.
And if something happened to you that you have no control over, like people they do, get molested and things like that, and they have shame. It's not your fault. Once you understand that it's not you, that wasn't you, then it's so freeing. Then you're like, some people like, how can you talk about that? How it's so freeing. Again, you be prepared for it when you know you done prayed to God, whoever I'm talking to out there, because I know I'm talking to somebody. You done prayed to God for this freedom, and He's giving it to you. He's saying, open your mouth. Open your mouth, even if you're in a room by yourself.
Absolutely.
Open your mouth and say, I'm not okay with this.
Yep.
I'm not okay with this. I don't like this, this, and this. What I want to do is, I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. Line it up. Say it. Say it. Say
Line
it.
it up.
Let's just spit it out. Once you start talking and once you start writing, it's going to just keep coming anyway. Don't stop yourself. The mind is real powerful. The mind is where the mind goes, the body will follow. Where the mind goes, the body will follow.
And I'm not here to. I'm here to tell people what they got to do. I'm not even going. I was stopping, like, how we look. Here we go. I'm not here to tell you what you want. I ain't finna sugarcoat it here. We're not doing that. You need to write it down. Because when you write it down, it takes it off of your mind, which is what we need to do. Because how many of us have so much in our mind, in your subconscious? That's where the anxiety, that's where the depression, that's where all the post-traumatic trauma is. We keep it in our subconscious. So because it's not something that's replaying daily in our conscious, doesn't mean that it's not there, and it still affects you. So write it out. I believe we are all subject expert matters for your own experiences.
Indeed.
Write it down, take it out of your head. You will be surprised. It's so much stuff that I wrote down that I look back over. When I think about it and I look back over, ain't that the little gospel? Listen, it's so much stuff that I go back and I look over, like you said, and I'm like, wow. And also too, it helps you to you see what you've overcame. You know what I'm saying? Like I look back and I'm like, dang, it was at one point, I didn't know who Brittany was. Now you adding on Valerie. Now today, we both walking in the room and you love it.
Hello.
You love it. The compliments that I get. And I couldn't find the words. I was just having this conversation with my mom the other day. I couldn't find the words. I grew up being told I was beautiful. I never not heard that. You know what I'm saying? But I told my mom, I said, it's different today to hear people say, I just was told that today, how beautiful I am. You're a gem. I receive it differently because it's me being authentically be. Hello, let's talk about it.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
About it.
You know that you can receive it like that because it was already said to you. Like you talked about that subconscious mind. Now you getting to my topic. Now here you go. Because the subconscious mind only knows what you tell it. So because you were fed that you were beautiful forever, you expect that. So that's why people tell you that, because you expect it. What you expect, you're gonna get. So if you're
Absolutely.
expecting hardship, you're gonna get it. If you're expecting phonies, you're gonna get it. Whatever you expect, you're gonna get it. The subconscious mind only knows what you tell it. It doesn't know happiness or sadness. You hit something else. I said, Lord, here she go. You hit something else about going back, about looking at different things. So I did an exercise for those who think that Mary Kate is about selling product. I did an exercise on my unit yesterday with a small
Okay.
group that wanted to move. And I asked them last week, I said, send me a picture of you now. Send me a picture of you in either your teens or when you're a baby or whenever. And now it's more effective in person. And so, but we're on Zoom. And so when they got on last night, I put the picture up and I shared my screen. So that's all they're looking at is their former self. And
Oh,
I said, talk to her. What would you want to say to her? Oh, honey, you said go back to remember how strong you was. You should have heard the things that came out of their mouths on last night. The
wow.
text messages I got today about, oh my goodness,
Wow.
how empowered they feel, because sometimes you forget. I slapped that picture
Absolutely.
up there for each one. I said, talk to her. And they had to talk to their former selves. And it
Wow.
was powerful every time I do that exercise. And so that's the kind of things I do with my people, because it all starts in the mind. And
Absolutely.
some of them are, most
Absolutely.
of them are not being their true authentic selves. And that's where it stems from,
Right.
in the
And
mind.
I love that you said about, having them look at themselves. So one thing I have, first of all, I believe in affirmations. That is a thing. Okay. You need, again, I am here to tell you what you need. You're going to hear that. Okay. Let me get comfortable with telling you what you need. Affirmations are real. In my bathroom, next to my mirror, it says, remember who daughter you are and adjust your crown. I post my pictures, you get the likes and all of that stuff. That's fine and dandy. I appreciate everybody for the likes. I'm not taking that off the table. But when you know your story from within and you look at yourself in the mirror and you could see yourself without the clothes on, the lashes, the chains from a fellas, when you really can look at the raw version of
Yeah.
yourself and love on you, drops mic. What else we got to talk about
No, nobody can tell you. They can't tell you anything. It's
at all?
nothing. Nothing can touch you. Like, again, free, I just use freeing. It's so like, you like, that exhale was like,
Ooh, ooh, the exhale, the ex. Y'all thought y'all was around here breathing. You ain't that breath. That breath is something totally different. Totally different. And then I promise you, once you take that deep breath, you gonna take off. Whatever those goals were that you had set, whatever that outfit is that you have in the closet that you said, I'm gonna put this on, but you was gonna put it on when? Now you got the confidence to put it on. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm
talk
saying?
about it.
Now it looks good on you. Because if not, you got your friend or your sister, your brother who gonna tell you it don't. But you have the confidence to do. You have the confidence now to go out in the world and say, you know what? No, I don't agree with what you're saying. You have no right to be talking to a man like that in public. Ooh, did I say that?
You did.
That's a topic for another day. Because when we talk about being our authentic self, that is so many layers
It
that
is.
comes with that. But one thing I want to end with here, when you choose to be your authentic self, it's less stressful.
Ooh.
When we talked about that breath of fresh air, you sleep better. You know what I'm saying? Like we hit in the gym, we eating right, we drinking our water and minding our business, right? But our shoulders are only so big to carry so much that we put on there. But when you learn to be your authentic self, and you take that breath, your shoulders do this. Everybody just do this with me. How does that make you feel?
Baby.
And then you always want to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. You're being your authentic self. You love it here. It's stressful. We got confidence, right? We're choosing to do right. Oh, a problem arise. We don't, that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna tackle that problem. We're gonna own it. We're understanding. I'm bothered by this specific situation. But Brittany, did you die? You gotta listen. I be talking. Listen, I talk to myself. Okay, when you love yourself, when you authentic with yourself, and you love yourself, like how some people be like, I can stay at home, listen to my own music, and do all of that stuff. I talk to myself. So when I'm getting my sister shared this word with me in a tizzy, and I know that my heart rate is going up because I'm bothered by something. Girl, did you die? Are you going to die? No. Remember how this feeling was when you don't have the stress and all of that? We like it over here. This is what we want to see. It's safe. Being your authentic self is safe.
Absolutely. When you're like, it means you're growing. And what's not growing is dying or is staying the same. What's not growing is dying or staying the same. So when you're your authentic self, it means you're growing. You
And I
ever
don't
heard
want
of
nobody around
growing
me who's the
pains?
same.
You ever heard
Yeah.
of growing pains, right?
Yeah.
You grow through it. Yeah, it's painful. Guess what? You grow through it. And like you said, you clip away. I'm gonna cut me back and watch me. Come see
Hello.
me in 6 months. Prune me. We're gonna clip a little bit more. Okay.
Hello.
Get excited.
Look, let's get into it. So I want to thank you so much. This was an amazing topic, and I think it was needed. Um, I pay attention to a lot, and sharing my journey. That's what we're doing here in the Ladies Lounge. It's me sharing my journey and hope that I can inspire someone, motivate someone. When you thought about, hopefully you got some nuggets. Okay, you got some nuggets from today, and we all like nuggets. It doesn't matter your preference. You like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King. I'm not judging,
I like the
but
little
long
chocolate nuggets, the little chocolate nuggets, the
now you want to
Hershey
go to
nuggets.
desserts. Okay, okay. So jazz it up a little bit. Be your authentic self. You like chocolate nuggets,
Can
but
I
that's
just say
that's the
this?
goal. Yes.
Can I say this? I want to thank you for having me as your very first guest. And I am so super excited because let me stop saying I. Let me affirm you because when you affirm other people, you don't even say I. You are phenomenal. You took an idea that you talked about and you made it work. And you're doing it, you're doing the doggone thing. You're supposed to be different. You're supposed to stand out. You're supposed to be who you are. And I love you because that's one of the reasons I love you, because you are who you are. And you like, I'm going to do this. You spoke about it. And next thing I know, boom, this is coming. This is coming. This is coming. Talk about being your authentic self. And you understand everything that's coming, that's going. And I love it that you're open to ideas and different things. And that's what's going to bring other people together that are going to support you so that you can be successful in everything that you put forth and you do. And I'm speaking over you right now and know that this is going to be so big. In fact, let's say this, it's already so big that you're
Already
not
there.
even going to understand. And they're going to be like,
Amen.
remember, just notice there's nothing little about Brittany. Just understand that. Okay. Nothing,
Extra.
nothing, nothing,
She's so
nothing
extra.
little. And it's okay. From day one, the day I met you, I said, "Oh, you're an I personality," and I love it. I love that you're unapologetically you. So much
Yeah.
success on the Ladies Lounge and everything else that
Thank
comes
you.
with it, because this is only the beginning. And I thank you so so very much for allowing me to be on your platform.
Thank
Love you to
you.
life.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I thank everyone for again just tuning in. This is a humble experience for me. And know that these topics, these conversations come from the heart. Like it's time. It's time that I stop running. I've said that to some people. I'm not running anymore. I am here. You are going to love it here. I'm so grateful to have you on as my first guest. Not the last, because we gotta, like I say, we got a lot to talk about. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody who has tuned in to the comments. You guys are phenomenal. Everybody in the comment section is phenomenal. I love each and every one of you. So I want you all to have a great day on purpose. Be you unapologetically and authentically. I'll see you guys next episode, next week. I'm full of surprises. So who knows who we gonna have on next week? Who knows what the topic is gonna be? But don't forget to grab your drinks and get comfortable because we gonna get into it. We got a lot to talk about. I am your host, Britt Danielle. I love you. We out.